Hey, Ben, first of all, congratulations. When you got here last year, battled for the guard spot. What was the biggest adjustment for you, and why, aside from the money, why is this such a good fit for you to come back?
I think for last year, the biggest adjustments always you got new guys next to you trying to figure out, essentially how to play well with one another, find your strengths and try to match them up with, end up being Tristan and Graham. Um, and it took some gelling. Obviously, that's what the whole training camp is for, OTAs and all that. But once we started to find our rhythm, we started clicking pretty well. And like I said, the group down here, not just the O-line room, the team, the front office, organization in general, is just outstanding. And I absolutely love it. So I was thrilled to be back.
You really got the run game going last year. That was the big emphasis. And running the ball is in vogue again in the NFL. I would imagine you couldn't be happier about that. But you had a different running back room, right? And Bucky ended up being a good inside runner. Even Baker, runs around. How is it trying to adjust to those different styles that you have to block for those guys?
Absolutely. And like I mentioned before, the training camp and OTAs, just getting all those reps down, and gelling not only, like I said, with the offensive line, but figuring out, how the backs like to cut and how they view things. Like you hit on with Bucky and Rashad, they're phenomenal running backs. Made our job easier, most of the time. Making a guy miss or something like that, and obviously having Baker back there as well. A very mobile, athletic quarterback. That just makes our job easier, and we love it.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
We'll go to Greg Allman.
Hey, Ben, obviously the Bucs have talked so much about continuity, and you think about last year with two new offensive line coaches and two new starters in you and Graham. How much higher can the starting point be this fall when you guys are all together and know each other as well as you've talked about here in the last year?
Absolutely, I would hope for a lot of growth from us. Having a full year under our belt with Carbs, BP, the starting five in there. It's a great group. I thought that we made a lot of good strides last year, and can only hope to go up from there.
And for you, in terms of this working out the way you want to, you take a one-year deal, kind of a prove-it deal to go to a new team. To have this now, where again you've doubled your salary, you've got the certainty of a 3-year deal, if you will. How much has this gone as well as you would have liked when you came here?
I mean, I couldn't be happier. And a place like Tampa, where I love the people, love the city, love the organization. It's a dream come true.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you.
Scott Reynolds.
Hey, Ben, congratulations. Looking at the entire offense, not just the offensive line, but your return and Chris's return means the entire offense from last year is intact. You guys can't obviously pick up right where you left off. You have to build it up again in training camp and the preseason. But with the continuity, just speak to the excitement level of having everybody back and what that could mean for you guys taking the next step offensively in terms of points, yards, wins, etc.
Yeah, it's something I've never experienced. Having the entire offensive line return, let alone the entire offense return. It's very exciting. Like you said, we're going to have to build this thing back up again. It's not just going to pick up right where we left off. There's going to be some, we have to build this back up through OTAs and training camp. But like we touched on earlier, with that continuity between the running backs, O-line, receivers, quarterback, I feel like we can really make some strides and hopefully streamline that growing process a little bit faster.
You come to Tampa Bay last year as a versatile player. You've had some starts at center and guard. With Robert Hainsey departing to Jacksonville via free agency, do you feel like you maybe even bring some more value to this team if something were to happen to Graham? I would assume the team right now would slide you over perhaps to be the center. Just talk about your positional flexibility and how you can not just start at left guard, but also provide this team some insurance at center?
Yeah, I mean, I'd hope it'd provide a little value. It's something I've always been working on throughout my career, being able to play the inside three positions, and having a little bit of experience at center. I would assume that would always help. It's something I've always strived to do, is to be as versatile as possible. But like we said, playing next to Graham and Tristan, it's Graham's a phenomenal player, and we're happy to have him, and he's fit in with the room, and we couldn't be more thrilled.
Appreciate it. Thank you, man.
J.C. Allen.
Hey, Ben, congratulations. Just speaking on that versatility, the year before, you were all over the place. You didn't really get to settle in. How much was being able to just settle in at left guard help you set yourself up for this contract and for going forward for the foreseeable future at that left guard position?
It was huge. I've probably talked about continuity 4 times already in this press conference, but that's the name of the game, really. And being able to just find a home at one spot and really work on that every single day with the same guys, I felt like it helped me a lot.
And we'll stick with continuity because it's the theme of this press conference. But Josh Broussard is sticking around. He's the new OC. Obviously, keeping the system intact. He'll change some things and tweak it and to his preferences. But what does that mean for this offense as a whole to be able to have that, not just on the starting five, not just with Chris back, but have continuity in a system and scheme? And as someone who had to come in and learn a new scheme, how much is that? How beneficial is that for this offense going forward?
Yeah, we're really excited for Grizz. We love him, and being able to run the same schemes like we talked about. It's something that we worked on a lot last year, and something that we can continue to grow on this year.
Evan Winter.
Hey, Ben, to piggyback off of Greg's earlier question a little bit, obviously coming in here, 1-year deal, battling for the starting job last year, that's plenty of motivation right there. Now you've got, this 3-year deal, over $20 million. Is it more of a mindset of motivation toward proving that you can continue to get better, keeping up with, living out to the idea of the deal, or kind of what's the mindset now after receiving a deal like this?
Honestly, it's just continuous growth and trying to get the guys, trying to make our team as good as possible, and just doing my part to help lift up this offense, lift up this team, and play as well as I can every single day.
And then speaking of that, lifting each other up, playing in between Graham and Tristan, that's obviously 2 different ends of the spectrum, established veteran, all-pro, rookie last year. Kind of, how did y'all find that cohesion and chemistry just on that side of the offensive line?
I mean, we spent a lot of time together, both on the field and off the field, so, I don't want to say it falls into place, but when you put a lot of work in like we did, and like I've touched on earlier, they're 2 very different players. You hit it as well. Tristan and I finding what works for us, Graham and I finding what works for the pair of us. It's, I don't want to say it's 2 different ways, but they're 2 different players, and just it takes some time, it takes some gelling, and once we found that, personally being in the middle of the 2 of them, I was able to work with each one, and we found what worked for us.
Thanks, Ben. Congrats.
Thank you.
Rick Stroud.
Hey, Ben, you talk about growth of this group, and one of the things I know you guys drill down on and focus is just the pre-snap penalties, communication. We saw a big play, in that playoff game where, Graham might have snapped the ball or not snapped it too soon. Just, is that the next level for your guys, is just, cleaning all that up and just being, because you're already, I think, one of the top 3 or 4 lines in the league, but is that what it's going to take to jump that next step?
Absolutely. It's something that we're always working on. Pre-snap penalties are a very, it's a key part for an offensive line to eliminate those or minimize them as much as possible. And absolutely, to hit on your question, that's something that we're always striving to mitigate, and something that we're really focusing on.
Thanks.
We have time for a few more. We'll go to Greg Auman. If any media have questions, please raise your hand.
Hey, Ben, just want to ask you about Max, if I could, and just how cool it is to kind of be a big brother through this whole process, how neat it was to be able to see his final college game here in Tampa, and just how you can help him in the next couple of months here.
Absolutely. You know, Maxie is doing well. He's coming back for his 5th year now at Michigan. So
Oh, he is. I'm sorry.
no, absolutely. But it's just being able to have that you know, that relationship with he and I of both playing at the same school. And it was very, very cool to have him play his bowl game down here in Tampa. It was great to see. I was able to go to it, and you know, he's doing such a great job. I'm so proud of the kid, and you know, he's loving it. He's got to be a captain for the team last year, and seeing his growth from, you know, watching him be a high school quarterback and getting hurt, and then he became a walk-on at Michigan, and to finally becoming a, you know, a captain of the team. It's been a phenomenal journey. I couldn't be more proud of him, and I'm really excited to keep watching him grow.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Last question from JC Allen.
And I just want to ask you, what do you think Barton's trajectory is, you know, after playing with him and helping him grow and get better as a rookie? What do you think he can do in year 2 and take that jump?
Absolutely. I think, you know, there's a lot of players that take a very big jump from, you know, their rookie year into year 2. You know, he's got a year behind him of figuring out his NFL schedule, you know, what it takes to prepare for a week, and, you know, things like that. Graham's an unbelievable athlete. I think we can all see that on tape. And watching him grow from week 1 to, you know, the end of the season, he made a lot of great strides, and I expect him to continue on that path and become a very, very good player.
And for you, now that you've locked into this long-term deal, how nice is it to be able to kind of really settle into Tampa, plant some roots, and, you know, maybe, you know, get into a home and kind of just really embrace the city now that you're locked up for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I touched on it earlier. I love this place. You know, it's a great city, and you know, Florida in the wintertime is pretty nice. So you know, I've absolutely loved it, and like you said, being able to plant some roots here and you know that this is where I'm going to be for, you know, the foreseeable future. It's unbelievable, and I know I said it earlier, but it truly is a dream come true.
All right, that's all we have. Thanks, Ben. Congrats.
Thank you, guys.